Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out the new FIFA 20 Career Mode Deep Dive news for FIFA 20. I'm not really huge on Career Mode myself, obviously, but the thing about Career Mode for the general community is that a lot of people want Career Mode to improve. I don't see them doing necessarily too much with this mode because this mode is essentially like kind of like its offline version of Ultimate Team, and I don't think they're going to make drastic improvements to it so that, you know, they kind of keep that player base on Ultimate Team. But we're going to be checking out a few things here. Hey FIFA fans, this cycle has been incredibly busy for the entire career mode team. Alongside putting a lot of time and effort in the pre-production this year, we've worked towards building a number of brand new features that are focused on bringing more depth and authenticity to career mode. We hope you enjoy the news we're here to share today. Okay, so different UI. Career mode feedback from the community. We have heard the feedback coming from our players in the past years, and we wanted to ensure that FIFA 20 will mark an important milestone not only for FIFA in general, but especially for career mode fans. We strive to evolve and create experiences in FIFA that give our users more diversity and choice each year. The information below will shed some light on the new experiences we have been developing for some time now and that we are working hard to further refine right at this moment. Press conferences and player conversations. As we just mentioned, our main drive is adding highly relevant features that would represent an important step forward for career mode and especially manager career. This year, the new feature lineup is represented by press conferences, player conversations, and all the intricate tools and logic sitting behind these new features. Pre-match press conferences. Before specific matches throughout the season, the club will be hosting a pre-match press conference. This is a great opportunity to discuss with the media about the team's objectives, plans for the next match, and the status of players in the squad. Your answers will have an impact on players' morale, which in turn affects their performance during the match. Each player has a distinct personality, and they react differently to being praised, motivated, criticized, so you must discover the personalities of your players and choose the answers that will keep their moral high for the upcoming match. So, like, what if you criticize a player? Does that, if you know their personality, does it make it so that, like, if you criticize someone like Raheem Sterling, for instance, like, does that make him stronger? Does that make him play better? That's an interesting concept. I guess, like, personality traits from each player will be very important in that regard, so we'll see how that works. Okay, so that's like a new thing. I don't like that they have the thing auto-playing. Our vision was to breathe new life into the manager career experience by leveraging the huge amounts of data, however you guys pronounce it, that playing this mode generates, and build a variation of ever-changing stories that would surface to our players through pre and post-match press conferences and player conversations. These are not just general storylines that we put together to mimic authenticity. These are stories built based upon player progression, which each player will be able to interact with and influence the morale of the team and their standing as their team's manager. Okay, so they just have like a different cutscene. The new tools developed in-house by the career mode team enabled our producers and designers to leverage this amount of data and create an enormous variation of storylines that are deeply rooted on the players or in the player's experience and your way of playing. This means that the experience of each match will be treated differently by the journalists and will always feel authentic and dynamic, depending highly on the outcome, goals scored, opponent, time of season, or stage of competition, and more. The tools we envisioned and built, as well as the amount of logic behind the stories, is brand new territory for career mode, and we are excited for all career mode fans to be able to enjoy and share their feedback on these newly added features. Press conferences will represent the main venue where the manager will take questions and answer them, both before important... Oh, there's a lot to talk about, actually. Press conferences will represent the main venue where the managers will take questions and answer them, both before important matches, but also immediately after. So I guess maybe they do, like the Premier League, how they do it, like the before and after, in like that little studio room. Both the pre and post match press conferences will leverage newly built scenes specifically designed to be part of the manager career experience. Player conversations will mainly serve as the one-on-one interaction between the manager and players within the team through a messaging app-like interface. Within both, you'll be able to choose the way in which you tackle a large variety of situations, and based on your methods, either positively or negatively influence player morale as well as your rating as a manager. We've got work to do. Nice to meet you too. Excited about the future. Okay. Greetings, boss. On behalf of the whole team, I'd like to give you a warm welcome to Real Madrid. We've got a long season ahead of us, Sergio. I'm expecting nothing but the very best out of you and the lads. In the same way as the press conferences, the newly added conversations enjoy the same level of complexity. The manager will have to deal with a variety of requests from players, as well as happy or disgruntled players that are trying to get their thoughts across. The manager will have to find ways, either through direct actions or by communicating his or her stance, in order to mitigate and solve these situations. Okay, so they're adding more of a concept where you have basically like Mourinho versus Manchester United players. Okay. Player morale system. All the features described above would have not been completed without a lot of work under the hood, and the player morale system is exactly that. It is the piece that actually makes all the complex stories we have built, and that will be surfacing relevant. Morale will be influenced by a multitude of different factors, ranging from playtime and wage expectations to a player's performance on the pitch and how well the team is doing. Secondly, answers in press conferences and replies to players in one-on-one conversations impact players' morale as well. Having a high morale will be highly desired, as a player's morale will influence the attributes in the upcoming matches. We're building a winning team. You may have noticed the manager in the screenshots above that you are not familiar with. This manager was created in-game with the manager creation tools. We are finally taking a leap towards in-depth customization of your manager avatar. Most of you probably remember the limited customization options within Career, which are now a thing of the past. The new manager Career experience will provide the freedom to create an avatar that reflects your own style and see it reflected in-game. Moreover, you will now be able to change your manager's outfit at any time during the season. Okay, so you can change your outfit now, which is cool. Oh, these are cool outfits. I like these outfits, actually. You got the track jacket, the suit, the suit without the tie. That's not bad, actually. And you could change it during the season, too. Interesting. Okay. Ah, so you can actually customize your manager, too. I wish their player scans were, like, really good, because they're not, like, that fantastic in the past. I don't know how they are nowadays. Oh, so you can wear the hat. You can change it as you go. I don't know how relevant this is, because, well, it is maybe because of the press conferences, right? Like, you see your player more. It gives you more personality for your team. Okay. In terms of customization and accessories, we'll have a wide variety of clothing items and accessories at launch that will ensure a deep customization experience. These will range from the usual formal clothing pieces and shoes to more casual and smart casual options. Okay. You guys see how Pep Guardiola was dressed the other day? Just nice little khaki pants, regular t-shirt, boom, ready to go. Live news screenshots. Another area where we aim to deliver more diversity year over year and leverage the player's in-game experience was the news. In FIFA 20, we will use gameplay screenshots showing key moments of any given match and creating relevant pieces of news from this content. In this way, we have the means to highlight memorable moments during your career mode experience and allow you to build and surface your own stories. League UI themes. Going even further into the realm of authenticity and creating experiences that are relevant for our users, we wanted to come up with a visual take that is unique for some of the most played leagues within career mode. The result is 5 unique central menu UI treatments that heavily reflect the authentic branding of the Premier League, the Bundesliga, League One, La Liga Santander, and MLS. Besides these, our players will still enjoy the UEFA Champions League and UEFA Europa League branded UI accompanying these competition features. Oh, that's a cool background. Ah, okay. So this is like international friendlies, I guess. This is the Champions League one. Wish you could do this in Ultimate Team, like kind of change the background of these. Dynamic player potential. One of the heavily requested improvements to the way players develop through each season was to have their potential change based on their performance. Potential for players within your own squad will evolve over time based on the player's performance in the previous season. Scored a lot of goals with a young prospect in his breakthrough seasons. His potential will be even higher in the upcoming season. Kept a run of good performances going with an older player close to retirement. His potential will be higher in the upcoming season, which means that the decrease of his attributes will stall for a longer period of time. Potential will decrease if a player hasn't been performing well in the previous season or he hasn't received enough playtime, so you must ensure high-promising starlets put in the work to achieve their potential. General improvements and additions. Oh, you can go on talk shows. Is this talk shows? New negotiation environments. Ah, okay. Another addition aimed at diversifying our interactive negotiation scenes is the introductions of two new environments, rooftop lounge and restaurants, that are now part of our lineup of scenes used for player negotiations. I think I'm not like huge on career mode stuff, but I think that like added cutscenes is what makes it more interesting, you know. So I think that's pretty cool. Spot fixes and balancing changes. Add in an option in the player action pop-up to add a player to the shortlist and immediately go to the transfer hub with the respective player. Redesign team management layout to allow for easier player attribute comparison. Player attribute values shown below are just an example and subject to change. Okay, so when you're switching a player, it shows you the base card stats, the weak foot, skill moves, and you can use the right stick to see the specifics. Okay. Okay. Added an option to disable international management job offers at the start of a new career. That makes sense. It really does make sense for you to get international management offers like right off the bat. Increase the initial composure attribute values for generated youth players and redistributed weights for player growth between physical, mental, and skill attributes to allow for more physical growth. Improved distribution of ethnicity within a country when generating youth players. Significantly increase the initial amounts for wage budget allocation. Increase the player value of defensive players based on the latest transfer market activity. Okay. Fix multiple issues with leagues that split into playoffs after the end of the regular season. League objectives are now correctly tracking the playoff instead of the regular season standings. Champion celebrations are triggered at the end of the playoffs. Improve the algorithm used by AI teams to determine their starting XI. Moving forward, you should see far fewer instances in which the opponent isn't using their prime starting XI in important matches. Readjusted the number of saves to 8 inside career mode to adjust the feedback received from our players during the 19th cycle. Competition changes, fixed multiple fixture congestion issues. The winter break rollout this season, as well as the removal of the FA Cup 5th round replay, have improved fixture congestion issues in English leagues. We've slightly altered the authentic schedule of the English Championship by pushing its competition to a later date. This ensures that conflict schedule situations between championship rounds and European football nights aren't possible. A lot of the congestion issues reported by the community were happening with midweek league rounds happening at the same time as European football, which, although unlikely in the real world, is a common occurrence in career mode. Added the new format and schedule of the Spanish Super Cup. Added support to round down the points in leagues and split into playoffs and have the points such as the Austrian Bundesliga. Updated usage of the fourth substitute and extra time to all competitions that support this new law of game. To wrap it up, we want to thank all the career mode players. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? I don't play career mode that much. But from what I'm seeing, it's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, but I think new cutscenes and whatnot will kind of give you like a more authentic feel of the game. But from the looks of it, it looks kind of meh. You know, it looks kind of meh. Yeah, imagine they did talk shows. Talk shows would be crazy, but that's pretty much it. Pretty good. The info on the youth players was the best feature. Pretty meh. You can only save 8 times. So you can save after every match. It's really, really meh. Yeah. I can't really like give too much thoughts on career mode because I didn't really play it that much myself, but it kind of seems pretty meh. It's like it's not terrible, but it's pretty meh.